Latinos have been forcing Afro-Latinos to share their cultures for generations now. And that's why they feel entitled to black spaces. At least that's part of it. This video is going to close out my chapter with this Latino streamer university scandal. But to give you some context, Latinos have always been doing this to black Latinos. Salsa culture is black culture. It's specifically Afro-Cuban culture. Afro-Cubans never specifically shared it with all Latinos, but the white and mestizo Latinos forced them to share their culture. Same thing with cumbia. It's not even Mexican. It's Afro-Colombian. Same thing with reggaeton. It was mostly made by black Americans, Afro-Puerto Ricans, and Afro-Panamanians, but it's mostly Puerto Ricans and Colombians who are famous for it.
You're not black!
You're not at Streamer University! 82.5% of acceptances were black. Not that there's a problem.
Just say.
Mind you, I've seen Latino streamers say the N slur on stream, yet some of y'all never have that same energy for them as you do complaining about Latino representation at Streamer University.
Really crazy seeing these Latino streamers getting upset about not being picked for Streamer University and using the guise of, we need more Latino representation. Just a few weeks ago, you guys were screaming very loudly and proudly the N-word, putting it in your songs, your shitty songs at that, and trying to justify it. And when you were planning your little streamer trips, not a single one of you said, hey, there's too many Latinos. We need some more representation for black people. Where was that then? Where was the need for diversity then? Why would you ever think that you would be in the running, babe? You don't get to sit here and exclude black people and be upset when black people don't include you, babe. I don't know what to tell you. Cry about it.
So let me get this straight. Ashley Gonzalez was right, but Kai Cenat is wrong. Then when somebody tells y'all to stop using the N-word, then it's I'm gonna do what the I wanna do. It's just a word. Then start your own shit. Use your own slurs. Y'all got your own slurs. Use those shit. What the is this? Y'all don't respect black people, but y'all wanna use our culture and our platforms? It's just like Paul Mooney said, everybody wanna be in, but don't nobody wanna be in.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren and I'm Maureen. So in today's episode, we're going to be asking one very important question, and that is, why do Latinos feel entitled to be in black spaces to a point where they're calling black people out and dragging them by their hair to bring them to the internet for accountability? Why am I saying this? There was a black creator who started a Streamer University event where he wanted to mentor black people and show them how to make money from streaming, right? But since there were not a lot of Latinos present in the crowd, a lot of Latino streamers and Latino in general took offense to this action, right? So right now they were coming to the internet asking for accountability from the black people, and black people were giving them aura for aura because they reminded them of the Ashley Gonzalez situation. Maren, can you remind us what Ashley Gonzalez did and why black Americans plus the internet never forgot her?
Well, Ashley Gonzalez, in case you don't know, right, Ashley Gonzalez became very famous for all the wrong reasons, right? She
was a police officer.
She was a police officer who recorded as herself using racial slurs against black Americans, and she spoke with her full chest, right? This was posted in a private story with her friend, but she didn't expect it to go onto the internet, leave alone it going viral, right? But it did. Black Americans now know her face, they know her name, and more so, they know how a lot of Latinos feel about that situation, because there's a lot of them who came onto the internet to defend Ashley Gonzalez, right?
Right, but that being said, black Americans directed all the Latinos who are complaining and took them to Ashley Gonzalez's doorstep and told them, please, tell your own person to start a Streamer University for you, because she also knows how to go viral. But what are we talking about, guys? Let's watch what we prepared for you today, and then we come back and talk about it. You can also consider subscribing if you're new to our channel, and let us know what you think about this episode. Let's watch.
Is Streamer University only has one Mexican right now.
Here we go.
What does that mean? At this point of view, like, start a Mexican program, shit, because damn.
What?
I'm like, there's no Mexicans in Streamer University. Bruh.
This is like literally the third or fourth video I saw of Mexicans complaining about Streamer University and Kai Cenat not admitting more Mexicans to the university. I don't understand, why is it that Mexicans or Latinos, Hispanics in general feel like black people with this excess melanin, Kai Cenat is Haitian American, I believe, or Trinidadian, something like that. Anyways, he's very Americanized, and if you saw him, you would think that you wouldn't know he had an immigrant background. That's another story for another day. And we all clocked him when he tried to say black Americans ain't have no culture while literally embodying and absorbing it. But anyways, he's still like a racially black person. Why is it that they feel like black people are supposed to always be super inclusive to them, as if they don't have their own enclaves, as if they don't exclude black people, as if I literally didn't just post a video not too long ago of a Mexican working at the goddamn McDonald's, or was it Wendy's, and her coworker was like, oh, I want you to hire this girl, and she was like, is she black? They literally gatekeep jobs. When they get in positions of power, they gatekeep jobs from black people. So to get up here and make it seem like Kai Cenat is supposed to be super inclusive is very above me now. Because what? They did the same thing with Sinners. I made a very viral video of a Latino man saying, oh, how come they weren't included in Sinners, and why didn't the Hispanic community have more representation in Sinners? And it's like, why do they feel like they're owed access to black people's spaces or to anybody's space? Just because what? Like, I don't get it. Like, and then this other guy was like, oh, we're going to make a new streaming university and call it, however you say streaming university in Spanish. And it's like, y'all are not original. Be original. Come up with your own original concepts.
Why does it feel like every 4 to 5 business days, black folks got to come up in here and talk to another group about how racist they are? To all the Latino streamers that are pissed off that y'all did not get into Kai Cenat shit, maybe you should stop saying this. Maybe you should stop getting on your lives where you know people are watching you on a day-to-day basis and using the N-word as if you black, as if you came out of a black woman. You are not black, okay? I don't give a how much you grow up in the hood with us. You are not one of us. You're not a nigga. You do not come from the transatlantic slave trade. If someone calls you that, that is white. It will not offend you.
So it's been a couple of days since Kai announced who's in Stream University and stuff like that, which to those people, hey, congrats. But I've also seen people that, some people disagree. Specifically people that look like me. Now, I don't know if they're exactly like me because, I'm Mexican. They could be Central American, South American, Spanish, Caribbean. They could be in that. But they're getting mad because they didn't get accepted in. Or it's just the fact that they're getting mad because a certain amount of demographic of people got in, but they didn't. Gang, let me sit you down real quick. You really think we want people that say the N-word during Extreme University, bro? Or that disregard black culture in general? Gang, I don't want that. At least I don't. I understand. I think like that. I know for a lot of people that look like me want to think like that too. We don't want people of my demographic that look like us, representing us, right, in the entertainment industry, that are ignorant with black culture. Nah, bro. And if you got a problem with it, make your own shit.
Man, I'm gonna make my own streamer university, bro. I'm gonna find a university and
streamer special,
and I'm just gonna put a bunch of Mexican streamers, Hispanic content creators, and just call it fucking Streamara Universitaria.
Let's work on the name.
We'll work on the name.
Yeah.
We'll rejection.
We'll rewrite them.
Rejection is redirection. Put this shit on TikTok, bro. I'm making my own streaming university, and my shit gonna be way better than this shit, bro.
You being a racist and a bigot will always hinder your opportunities. We're witnessing that firsthand with the Hispanic community's reaction to not being accepted into Streamers University. All day, my FYP has been filled with Hispanic streamers being angry that the vast majority of them weren't accepted by Kai Cenat into his university. None of these streamers are well known, but a quick scrub through their pages just shows video after video of them unabashedly losing the N-word, degrading other black creators, or them standing Ashley Gonzalez. You guys remember her, the Hispanic cop. In this country, we do have freedom of speech, but we do not have freedom of consequences. And one of the consequences for being anti-black is not being invited into black spaces. We also need to be having a conversation right now about why Hispanic people feel like they're entitled to black spaces. We've reached a point in our society where if you're not in solidarity with us, then you're an op. And if you're our opposition, then why should we share the fruits of our labor with you? Only time will tell if these streamers do course correct so that they can maybe be accepted into the university next year. But quite honestly, I'm not going to hold my breath. That's it for today. Let's just try to do better next year. And as always, I love you guys, and I'll talk to you next time.
I think this is something that needed to be spoken about. All my Latinos, all my Mexicans. I speak on behalf of the Mexican community because I'm Mexican. It's okay that we didn't, like many of us creators didn't make it to Streamer U. It's okay, we can start our own thing, it's not a problem, you know what I mean? The bigger picture here is that, like, regardless, we can start our own thing, you know what I mean? We all Mexican creators come together, we can make something happen. Now, a few years ago, right before Casanat blew up, Nike executives flew me out to Nike headquarters in Portland. I sat down with those executives. They was asking me who's the next big thing to blow up. I'll be honest, I could have said any other name. They didn't even know who Casanat was. I kid you not, this is before he even blew up. Guess the name I said. I was just being kind-hearted, I gave him the name. I said Casanat, and I have proof. My man Zay Fafana, who's a fashion stylist, he'll tell y'all, he was there with me sitting down when we sat down with those executives. I'm talking about top dogs, like decision makers, at Nike headquarters that run Nike. So Kai, I would love for us to know why many of us Mexican or Latino creators didn't make Streamer U. We would love an answer, just you know what I mean? I don't believe in being divided. I believe when we come together, we make things special, especially in the black and brown community. All in all, I just want y'all to know that Nike did not know Casanat's name until I mentioned it. And that's a fact. Mexican streamers, Latino streamers, keep digging in, keep fighting, bro. And I know there was talks that they wanted us Latino creators to create our own school for streamers and creators. Let's do it. Y'all need help? I'm here to help out. Let's do it. It's all about networking and knowing people, bro. Let's get this working, y'all. Via Mexico, cabrones.
You're not black!
You're not at Streamer University. 82.5% of acceptances were black. Not that there's a problem.
Just saying.
Mind you, I've seen Latino streamers say the N slur on stream, yet some of y'all never have that same energy for them as you do complaining about Latino representation at Streamer University.
For the record, I don't talk about these to make a nigga.
Oh, I'm actually cooked.
Twitch started off being dominated by white and Asian streamers. Then creators like Casanat and iShowSpeed helped open the doors for black creators to gain more visibility in the industry. That's especially important when you consider that Twitch has tolerated racism and discrimination against black streamers for years, unchecked. Do people forget that Twitch CEO Dan Clancy originally named Casanat and iShowSpeed as his all-time great streamers list? Then he backtracked, saying he only included Kai because Kai asked him during Mafiathon. He later said their current success was undeniable, but they didn't have the historical impact to be considered top tier. It even left Kai and Speed off his Mount Rushmore list. Not to mention, black streamers regularly deal with racism, harassment, and discrimination online. So many creators have spoken about it. We've seen Speed repeatedly subjected to racism abuse, including recently during the World Cup, where he was verbally harassed. Creators like Your Rage, Burleezy, FaZe Silky, and many others have also spoken openly about the racism they've experienced. And did people forget about the hashtag A Day Off Twitch? Harassment got so bad that black and LGBTQ+ creators organized a boycott demanding stronger moderation, because their chats were flooded with bots spamming, racial slurs including the N slur, anti-Semitic messages, and other targeted harassment. With all that being said, it's completely understandable that he wants to intentionally create more opportunities for black creators, especially considering how underrepresented they were on Twitch for so long, and the amount of racism and discrimination they faced while trying to build a platform. Kai has every right to invite whoever he wants. If you genuinely feel there isn't enough representation for your community, then create your own events and open those same doors for others. More opportunities for one community doesn't take away opportunities from another. Instead of attacking Kai or the creators participating in Streamer University, put that same energy into building spaces you want to see.
This is just so ironic to me, like the same group of people that would get up here and be like, I stand with Ashley Gonzalez. I have black fatigue. We don't like black people. Don't bring no black home. Morenas ain't more popular than the tortas. The same people who would literally get up here and be so anti-black and even treat black Hispanic and black Mexicans, the indigenous Mexicans wasn't even recognized on the census until 2015 over in Mexico. Y'all didn't even recognize the indigenous, the dark-skinned Mexicans until the year 2015. Yet you're mad because there's not a bunch of Mexicans. I mean, I seen some clips last year, and I remember Whitney Ortiz and her sister. They won some awards at Streamer University. Just say you're mad that you wasn't included in y'all be anti-black as hell. And I feel like there is a couple of Mexicans that he got up there. It's just not this girl, Child Baby, or whoever. I don't know who these people are. Child. I'm just reacting to what I see on my timeline. I just cannot believe that Mexicans are so mad about not being a part of Streamer University.
So guys, welcome back. Let us know what you think about the video just played you, right? You know, at the end of the day, I do believe that things really go well if we all work together. But this can never happen if one party does not show respect for the other, right?
But it constantly insists to be in the spaces of the people they very well disrespect. I do feel for them as a human being, but I also remember they don't treat Black Americans as human beings. Not all of them treat Black Americans as human beings. And this is a very simple situation where I usually say, if you want to be treated a certain way, make sure that you're also treating people in a certain way, especially when it comes to matters respect.
Right. So guys, let us know what you think about this episode, because at the end of the day, I noticed there's a good number of Latinos who don't know who Ashley Gonzalez is, and they were asking, it's fair, they were asking what Ashley Gonzalez did. But I'm wondering, for you to be on TikTok and get that rant about Latinos complaining that they were not included in a Black American event, right? For you to be on that side of TikTok and you caught that, how comes you didn't catch the story about Ashley Gonzalez? Because it really went viral.
It really went viral, but it's very possible. It's very, very possible.
Anyway, these are the kind of effects of if you do stupid things, you win stupid awards, right? Because that is an event that could have actually helped a lot of people in their community. But because it was created by a Black American and for Black Americans, you do understand also why he took that decision. And Latinos honestly have no right to complain, provided there's still some issues that they have with the Black American community. Because when it comes to monetary value and benefits, you want to be included in the Black American community.
And quite honestly, when Kai Cenat created this event, he didn't create it with the mindset of being racist to Latinos. Neither did he create it in order to hurt any other group of
Let me
people.
just say, you can't, I receive what you're saying, but you can't speak on what the intentions of somebody
No, but I know for a fact, if you start a program and you invite a certain set of people, is it majorly to hurt another person or to benefit the set of people you are inviting to your event?
It's actually not to hurt.
I feel like it wasn't to hurt Latinos, but it was mainly directed towards helping those group of Black Americans, because maybe where he was seated, he saw a deficit in what is it called, content creation when it comes to streaming, that a few things he knew that maybe he thought the people he invited didn't particularly know, but would have benefited from it.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, because I've also heard about, personally, we don't do streaming, so we are not from that world.
We would have benefited also from that,
right. But what I'm saying is, I've heard that there's a lot of Asian community and Latino creators on
who
there.
are streaming there, right?
Exactly.
And that is my point, because the reason why he might have included mostly Black people is because already Black people don't know how to make money from it, and he wanted them to learn that. You get what I'm saying?
That's a good initiative, I have to say.
It's a good initiative that just brought negativity from other communities that also knew about the same program, but they're not openly sharing.
Right? The question question should be, why is it that you have a lot of streamers coming from your own community? Because that is the argument. Exactly. That's the argument they were using, that Kai Cenat should have included them because there's a lot of them, right? Question is, if there's so many of you, why is it that such initiative has never been started in your own community? Now, these people need to direct their anger towards their own people,
especially the big streamers who are not helping the others come up. And that has reminded me of one speaker, and I actually really love that it is their own Latinos who are calling them out for this behavior for the most part in this episode, because there was one Latino who brought forward a very important point, right? And he or she said that when Latinos were going there was a time on TikTok, there was a very big scandal where Latino influencers and white influencers were being taken to trip by brands, and black influencers were being excluded. So a Latino speaker here today was asking Latinos in particular, why then, when that situation occurred, you are all but too happy to go to that event without championing for black people to also be included? Whereas right now, black people are trying to build something for themselves and their community. You want to forcefully insert yourself in that situation and demand to be included when you don't include black people in the things you do as influencers.
Right. But guys, let us know what you think about this episode. Also, consider subscribing. But before we go, I just want to say good job to Kai Cenat, and I hope that a lot more black Americans will come up with the initiatives that will help their community. This was a positive event that somehow kind of turned negative because of the complainers, but it was a good initiative in general, and I hope somebody somewhere got helped, and somebody somewhere benefit. Exactly, because that was the intention of all of it, right? But let us know what you think about this episode. We'll catch you on the next. Thank you so much for always tuning in. Remember to subscribe.